I very strongly believe that education sector is currently revolutionized with lots of new innovations which are happening not only in our country but globally. We can take say for example the perspective that in the education sector currently the focus is on the entrepreneurship, to develop the entrepreneurial culture amongst the student community, and specifically in the education sector, the higher education, and in higher education the management education, that is being innovating day by day, and what was considered highly happening 1 decade ago has become obsolete today. So obviously education is something which has to be constantly innovating, constantly adding some value for the students community. That is the biggest change which is happening. The first very important is very high corporate expectations from the students community, and in the management stream of education specifically the expectations of corporate are very high. They want a ready-made skill set from the students who will be joining their companies. They will start delivering the results right from the first day. If we talk about the A-listed companies as our recruiters in our campus, they have very high, you can say, skyrocketing expectations from the students in terms of multiple skills encompassed in amongst our students. So that is a big challenge. You have to have your students fully, you can say, having the skills on one side of emotional intelligence, on the another side the functional skills, on the third side the operational skills at one point of time. We are limiting the entrepreneurial culture by only giving the structured, organized business education to our students. We are sometimes putting them into a framework. In this framework they can't think creatively, they can't go beyond certain boundaries, and sometimes their entrepreneurial acumen is you can say killed in between the whole process, because their focus becomes only as the job seeker, not as the job creator. So definitely this is very important issue in every institution. The focus has to be on the creation of entrepreneurial culture, even if you are not creating entrepreneurs, but the student should be given much more exposure, applied knowledge, so that they can come up with the entrepreneurial skills during the process of the whole education of a particular degree program or even a postgraduate program. Always dream big, that's very important. Second, try to be very vigilant and aware about the changing environment. If you are aware and vigilant, obviously then you will update yourself, you will go on value enhancement in your own self. And third, skill development. You have to have certain skills besides your regular degree which you will be getting on the day of convocation, but that degree is not going to be your key to success. That degree will only be one ladder, but if you are having value addition in terms of certain skills which are additional to that, that will guarantee the success to you. So I feel that these three things have to be encompassed in any student in terms of becoming successful. Our current government's focus is very clear. They have very strong and valid and feasible policies for the all inclusiveness of the students. Their focus is on the masses currently. That is something very positive step from the current government. And not only they are trying to tap the masses of our country so that they can have the impact on the 100% population of our country in terms of literacy, in terms of high education, but their focus is also on the skill development. That is the reason they have already sanctioned huge budget for National Skill Development Corporation. They have initiated lots of new programs which are skill based for the maximum number of the students. So surely this impact is going to be visible in the coming 1 or 2 years even in our country. Currently in our country the biggest challenge is that you might be having the degree but you are still unemployable. So employability challenge is the biggest challenge, which definitely can be sorted out by these government initiatives. So I am very hopeful that the country is going to develop if these policies are very strongly implemented, which our current government has initiated. Yeah, journey has been wonderful in terms that I have been able to learn hugely. Being part of a teaching fraternity is in itself a privilege. I feel that anyone who is a part of teaching fraternity has the potential to make changes in the lives of the students, and students undoubtedly are our future. So if you are having the position, influence, power to change the attitude, to change, you can say, the perspective of the students, you can transform their life, you are blessed. So that is one dimension that I feel myself blessed being a teacher. And second, surely as an administrator, as the director of the institution, journey has been very much rewarding, that I feel that we have been able to give them what we promised to them.